Na unajua saa zingine ni ngumu kupata vitu kaa hizi, ni ngumu. Do you want to build a brand of your own, like Njugush and Betty Kialo, Elsa Majimbo, or Elon Musk, or CR7, and Oprah Winfrey? It's very simple. Today I've come here to teach you about how to build a brand of your own, and it's very simple for you. It actually entails a lot of things, but I've done researches and I've actually tuned it down so that it's easier to actually know what you want to do with. Now, when you want to build a brand, personal brand means like you want to deal with you being the name of the cover, or you being the person who represents a certain thing, like the way Elon Musk represents Tesla. When you hear Tesla, you know it's Elon Musk. And so when you want to represent a certain brand or something that you as yourself are working on, is called personal branding. So personal branding is one of the main things that actually the internet is actually spreading, and I actually named it on the last episode. And we are talking about personal branding. We're talking about a lot of things that come to work when you are dealing with personal branding. The first thing that we actually deal with in the personal branding is I have a notebook here today with me. I actually wrote down a couple of things. The first thing we are dealing with in building a personal brand, it only has like 7 steps that I actually isn't it out for my listeners. The first one is knowing yourself. You have to know yourself. When I'm talking about knowing yourself, not just knowing yourself as your name and where you come from or your area. Knowing yourself in matters that you're comfortable with who you are, your interests, and because you're actually the foundation. So you need to know your interests and what you need to see. So you see, when I'm talking about building your own personal brand, is building your own interest. Now, knowing your interest, like me, I'm interested in cars. I would build a brand based on cars. Me, I'm interested in doing podcasts. I'm building a brand on podcasting, which means that I'm building my own brand on podcasting, and also my main channel entails things like challenges and videos. Yeah. So you see, I'm building a brand on those things, and you just decide which brand you're building on. And these things are like a lot of people who are working in the media space right now are working on building their own brands. So in the media space and content creation, it's so free and open. It's a big landscape that people are actually doing it these days. Why not you? Now let me get, the first thing was knowing yourself. And knowing yourself is being comfortable with how you look and how you talk, and basically it's appearance. You see, when you accept that appearance-wise, there is you might not like the pimples you have. Nobody likes it, or acne, but you can always do something about it, and you just have to accept that you have it, and that is how you actually get to know yourself. I'll do another segment on how you can actually improve yourself. So let me tell you, another thing is choosing your battlefield. I'm talking about choosing your battlefield. I'm talking about choosing where to upload your content, like on YouTube, and whether you're working on YouTube or you're working on TikTok or Instagram, it depends with the media space that you're working with. The third thing is creating value. So you should post to be remembered, not post to be seen. This is one of the things that actually a lot of content creators don't know. You see, when you're doing something, do it with all your passion, because when you're concentrated in that thing, it's going to be easier for you to be remembered than when you're just posting because of fun. Yeah, basically I'm going to get into more details more and more. Number 4 is consistency. When you're talking about consistency, you're talking about things like Mr. Beast. Yeah, Mr. Beast was a consistent content creator, because you remember, momentum builds empires, and right now he's building an empire. Let me show you the fifth thing is show the journey to the people. When I was doing a course on how to do YouTube, they said you should actually let the audience connect with you. I'll get back into that because it's a long thing. I'm just passing through the main points. The sixth thing is build with authenticity. Be as real as possible. That is basically what I'm saying. When you're building a brand, you need to be authentic as possible. Okay, now let me get into the first thing. The first thing that we are talking about is knowing yourself and knowing your interests. Basically, you're the one who knows yourself. When we're talking about knowing yourself, we're talking about what are you interested in, what is your perspective in life, what do you want to be, and where do you want to be in like a few years to come. Let me tell you, you will be interested if you get into a community that actually has the same brains as you, because actually the nicest thing that we have in this era is technology and social media, because social media isn't the things to be easier, because right now you can actually get into a community that is not even from the area you are. You can get into a community online and get to talk to other people who are actually in the same field and with the same interest with you. But now, are you comfortable? That is the main question. Are you comfortable with what you're doing? You should be comfortable with yourself. You should be comfortable with what you want, and you should always outline your goals. Yeah, because when you are setting a brand, you should set your brand on your own and know what is the errors that you need to fix. Basically, that is it. Because you cannot build a brand on your own and then you expect like you're not noting the problems. You should actually be in bigger communities that actually show how the brand is working. Me, I'm in a couple of few communities that I already say. I am in Lukman's community, which is about cars. I am in KSI's, which is about content creation. Because I want my content to be more immersive and people to actually feel the content that I'm talking about. That is segment 1. Step 2, it's actually I'm not going to talk about choosing your battlefield, because that is your own. That one is so easy, it's so simple. You just need to know whether you're going to work on Facebook or any social media platform. You can work on Twitch, like actually Lumu. You just search for your battlefield. Me, I'm working on Streamlabs and I'm working on YouTube also. So I'm also working on Spotify. So I'm getting into like why Spotify and not TikTok, and why TikTok and not YouTube. I'm going to do everything right now and just show you why. I'm going straight to number 4, which is consistency. You see, consistency is one of the best things that actually, this is one of the most, people always speak about consistency. You see, Mr. Beast said once in an interview, when you get out, go and do actually 100 videos, post it, and every time improve on something. Because it's not easier when you can't like post 6 videos and then you want results. There is nowhere that thing has ever worked. There is nowhere. And if it has worked, it's actually luck. I'll give you an example. There is a person called Mark Rober. Mark Rober is a scientist. He's a graduate in the US. Actually, he's in YouTube. You can go and check out his page. His first video was a hit, but the rest were just struggling to get views. You want to know why? Actually, people will say like at that time there was not a lot of content in the YouTube space, but I'd say one thing: he's consistent. Because the first one was good, the second one was bad, the third one, the fourth, he made like 40 videos, which was bad, but he was building a brand of his own. So after building a brand of his own, when he started to get noticed, right now he has things like Streamlabs. He's selling, not Streamlabs, he's selling kids and doing this easy camps, the science. He's doing that in the US right now, and that is how a personal brand can help you, and that is why you should do a personal brand, because it's easier to actually monetize yourself than monetizing other things. Let me tell you. So consistency is key. Mr. Beast has always talked about it. Mr. Beast said, when you do 100 videos, just do 100 videos, because you need to do 100 videos. The YouTube algorithm will pick you, or any algorithm will pick you, because let me tell you, you can't compare a content creator who has been okay. Consistency also without working on other things, it's shit. Because consistency without working on a good camera, without working on good equipments, it's going to be shit, because nobody's going to watch your content, because at that point you're just making noise to a camera or making noise to a microphone. And let me tell you, That is not what you need to be doing right now, as to say. Sindio. That is not what you need to be doing. Okay, I'll leave consistency for you to just evaluate on your own, because I want to get into more further details about what you need to understand when you're building a brand. You see, when you're building a personal brand, there is two types. There is two things you need to focus on. There is weekly content and monthly projects. Now I'll start with weekly content. Weekly content totally entails three things: strategy, schedules, and topics. These are the things that actually weekly content needs, because when you're working on weekly content, it helps you like improve on something. Weekly content is actually good basically when you're working on small and quick earning schemes like TikTok and Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, all those places that have short form videos. Yeah, basically that is where weekly content comes in. Let me tell you, how can you make money through weekly contents? Because you need to know the topics. Topic is actually the main thing. How do you know the topics? That is where you come back to knowing yourself. You should know your desires, you should know your fears, your objectives, and your identity. When I'm talking about fears, is what makes you not actually do that. You want to build a brand, yes, but what are you fearing? Are you fearing judgment? What are you fearing? That's why you're not doing it. Desires is what you want. And like I said, where do you want to be in 5 years to come? Where? That is the main thing. That is the main issue, and that is the main goal that you are aiming for. When I'm talking about objectives can be long term or short term. Your objectives it's basically that one you can actually understand it just from it. Identity is by yourself. Like me, my identity is I can do podcast. When I'm doing podcast, I'm actually educating people on how to do it. When I'm doing YouTube, I'm educating people on what to do on YouTube and on how to actually make money and monetize your YouTube. Okay, the next thing about actually all those things, you see topics are actually into two. There is that one, which I've said, which is actually falls under value engineering. And then there is splintering. Splintering is basically having high level of strategies of how you're working on your content. You see, when you are creating a brand and you don't have a strategy, you just can't wake up and create a brand because you feel like brand creation is easy. There is nothing easy, so you need to come up with a strategy and a way that you need to work on it. When you're working on a brand strategy, you need to know a couple of things. When you're laying out the brand strategy inakuanga na vitu mingi. There is marketing, and then there is this other one that you need to actually know what is your brand standing for you and why are you introducing this brand. Yeah. If you are a gym, if you are interested in gyms, you won't actually be coming to makeup. You see, you're building a brand of gyms. You're a gym. Where ni mse wa gym. I have my friend he's called Juve Sparks. Juve Sparks is a bodybuilder. He's interested in bodybuilding and fitness. You won't find him in the makeup space. You won't find him in the food space. You'll find him in fitness. In that, he'll be creating sweatshirts and things that we can wear when you're going to gym. Unaona? Yeah. Water bottles. So he will be around organizing things that are actually helping in fitness, like proteins, carbs, iso dress attires za gym, dumbbells. Yeah, because he can actually monetize himself easier because he's interested in gym and he knows a lot about gym and fitness. And me, I don't know about fitness and gym because I've literally never stepped into a gym. So that's why I always sit in my bedroom and shout to a camera every time. Because you see, I've given you a story of where this guy can actually monetize. I'm giving you an example. This guy can actually monetize his own brand because he has a huge following on Instagram already. He's one of my friends. You should check him out, Juve Sparks, because I think it's Juvenile Sparks, or though a lot of us know him already. So So he's actually a bodybuilder. Yeah. And if he wants to actually go branding, if he calls me today and tells me like he wants to start a personal brand, I can give him steps by steps on what to be working on. Now, the second thing that you actually need, weekly content, leave it alone, because weekly content is actually just short term. Let me tell you, when you're working on weekly content, you're going to actually exhaust yourself. There is time me I used to do TikTok. There was a time I didn't actually like posting on TikTok because I didn't have ideas. I can't dance. I can't sing. You see, me, it's speech that is my content. My content on TikTok was speech. Now let me tell you, it's not every time that I have something to tell people, something that needs to be known. You see, so there was a period in my time I took a hiatus, and actually that was the time I actually regret, because apparently the month that I stopped posting, I had actually garnered 80,000 interests on my insight on Instagram and also on TikTok. But I stopped posting and then I just relaxed. And then this is something that I was talking about, consistency. I was consistent during that month. I gained a lot of views. And then when I stopped posting it and I took an hiatus from content creation, it just became more of like I'm no longer in the content creation space. So even my videos could not be recommended to other people. And that's why you should actually, content creation, it takes, even brand, it takes the same thing, consistency. Let me tell you, the strategy on how to actually garner the things, like we were talking about knowing your battlefield. There is a couple of battlefields. Now you see, in the battlefield space, there is 3 things that you need to know. You need to build a primary channel, a secondary channel, and a community. Also, you can build an email if you want people to reach out to you. You can, the first thing, your primary channel, you have to pick between YouTube and blogging, podcast, because you need to know what is your brand specifically going to entail, and that is where interest comes in. Secondary channel, you can pick like TikTok, Instagram, or Pinterest, where you're promoting a first channel. A primary channel, like my primary channel is YouTube, but I use Instagram and TikTok to actually promote my YouTube channel. I also use WhatsApp to promote my YouTube channel. I use Facebook to promote my YouTube channel. So you see, my primary channel is YouTube. So you need to know YouTube. This is your primary channel. And then this one is your secondary channel. So you either choose Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, that way. Easy, simple. Let me tell you, now with email is so easy. Email is just reaching out when they want endorsements and things. All of us have emails. Hope so. Hopefully, you actually have, because you can't find my content on YouTube if you don't have an email. It's not easy like that. When you're building a community is like these people are interested with you and your brand. Like there is a couple of communities, like kuna Mkurugenzi. Mkurugenzi is one of the personal brands that you know. He's actually making matches and selling matches. And so maybe you want to go to that line of storytelling. Now you have to build your confidence in front of the camera. You have to build your confidence and be comfortable with who you are, because you won't come in there. Because when you're coming into content creation, we need authentic content. And when we're talking about authentic content, we're talking about real things that we see. And how real are you? Remember, people don't follow AIs. People follow people. I'm not interested in whatever I say, but I'm interested in me as myself. That's why I would follow myself on Instagram. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like Waigeria was just posting cars. You can compare a page that a car has and a person has. Let me tell you, a person is more likely to be successful than a car on Instagram, because literally anybody can just post a car and just chat up and just think that it's his. You see? So, people follow people. People don't follow other things. People don't follow ideas. People don't follow like AIs. People don't follow generations. No, people follow people. How authentic are you? There is a person who actually brought this thing of talking to a camera. He was a YouTuber. The first time I heard about him, the first time he uploaded in 2013. He was the first one to actually do these things that you just talk to cameras and just go away. This guy was more authentic. His editing was fine. Okay, his editing was shit at first, but he knew how to improve on something because he was consistent. And I keep coming back to consistency because consistency is basically everything in the media space. And improving on one thing, I'll improve on lighting. I know I need to improve on lighting. You see, I know. So basically, no, I know I need to improve on lighting and camera because that is the strategy of this month. So see, this is monthly projects already I'm talking about. If you feel like you want to support me, man, say I'll give you a till there. Apaju ndo ndeka till. So let me tell you. I've talked about already strategy. Now I'm talking about schedule. You need to schedule how to upload. You see, if you're doing daily form short contents, you need to know when to upload. Because in the Kenyan time, we only have, because people work maybe 9 to 5, or people have classes 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. Now you need to upload when they are not in class or when they are having lunch breaks. That's how the Kenyan space works. In the US, late at night, if you're using the East African time. But if East African time inamaanisha kutoka around saa 4 ya usiku up to saa 6. Yeah, up to saa 6. I know that one. I've spoken in Kiswahili. It will interpret for you. Because you see, there's only like few. There is a lot of platforms where you can actually post short form content like TikTok, Reels, Shorts. There is Threads, Twitter. There is a lot of things you can actually do. There's a lot of social media platforms that you can actually upload short form content if you're into short form content. Do you want to build a brand where it is short form content? There is a couple of people who have built a brand from short form content, like Luo Man. It's called Mluo. Actually, Mluo is a short form content creator. Long form content creator are people like where they upload on YouTube a lot and Spotify. We can say 3Men Army is a brand that those 3 people are actually brands of their own because they have the same interests, they have the same communities, they have the same ideas. So you see, this is why I'm telling you, connection is also something important in the media space. If you're thinking about coming into the media space or building your own personal brand, because I'm teaching you on how to build a personal brand, and I won't personally say you won't build the brand without thinking about getting into social media. Now, if you want rapid growth, you actually go to those short form platforms, those daily short form content places like TikTok. Penyo unaweka video fupi for 15 minutes, 15 seconds, not 15 minutes, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 3 minutes max. Unaona, if you want to build long term, I myself am building a long term brand myself. So I'm basically uploading mostly on YouTube and Spotify. Yeah, YouTube and Spotify, because I'm creating content that will be there long term. When I'm talking about monthly projects, this is where now you need to know a lot of things. Monthly projects entails product marketing and operations. Operations is like me. I'm the editor, I am the content creator, I am the I script my own shit, I do everything on my own. That is my operations. That is done because I'm building a brand on myself, so I know how I should be working around. And then marketing now, it's doing pre-launches, funnels, ads, and sales copy. There is a lot. Ads is actually self-explanatory. Funnels is you now knowing your core audience. You can check it out. You can check it out on social media. Funnels is basically knowing your audience and also knowing which one sells better than other things. Pre-launches is like telling people, today I'm going to launch this and this and this and this product. Yeah, today I'm going to launch maize and beans packaged, and then maybe you eat it, you call it either on the move, unaona, that way, and then you just do like offers and stuff. Evil. When you're doing, you can actually that is how you can do marketing. Now, when it comes to product, every day there is a new product. Maybe you might be removing as a brand. Let me tell you, I have my friend called Dingsy. I studied with Dingsy. He was my desk mate. His real name is Manzok Ding. Big up, by the way. This guy is dealing with clothes. He's interested in fashion stuff. So he was building his own brand of clothes called Dingsy. So Dingsy, he basically mastered on how to actually bring up existing products and bring up new products. Because if he was introducing a new product, he would actually do offers on sales and actually do giveaways, which actually would generate hiyo inaitwangaje, rumors or something. It'll generate your stuff, whatever it'll generate, so that this guy atakuwa hapo. Buzz, let me say buzz. It will generate buzz on his brand. It'll generate buzz on his brand, so people will be like, hey, looking up, what is Dingsy, what is Dingsy, what is Dingsy. So this guy actually right now is making he's not making a lot, but he's making something. Yeah, he's making something because he's actually building a personal brand, and he started building it when we were in Form 4. He's still building it also. He's actually right now in South Sudan doing promotions. Last year he was in Uganda doing promotions on his brand. The first year he was here in Kenya doing promotions on his brand. So right now he's working globally, slowly. He's just starting slowly. Give him flowers. He's a Gen Z. Give him flowers. Yeah, mazuri hai. He's improving, man. It's not easy actually to work as a personal brand. Even me myself, I know I have a lot to cover. I have a lot, but this is where monthly projects kick in. When you're starting a brand, okay, in YouTube, it's so easy. Let me tell you, you just need to focus on equipments for the first time. If you don't have money for equipments, focus on something you can control. How? What are you creating your content on? I can control the content that I want to make. I can control, because I can wake up today and just say like, I don't want to do content. That's the greatness about having a brand. I can just wake up tomorrow and say, today I just want to talk about relationships and anything. Tomorrow I can wake up and just say, today I just want to make stories. Because now this is in my control. I don't have enough money to buy expensive equipment, so this one is in my control. I know what I can create. This is now what you need to basically know about building a personal brand. Control things that you need to control. Control things that you have control over. I don't have control over influence. I don't have control over the trending sound. I don't have control over TikTok. Now I have to control what I can control. Better equipment, better content creation, better ideas. No. Those are things that I can control. What can you control when you want to building your own brand? Building a brand is just so easy that you yourself, you can do it from just your room. You can do it from anywhere. You should improve on just little things. If you're feeling, you need to be authentic, and the only way to be authentic, like I said earlier, the only way to be authentic is accepting yourself. Let me tell you, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber ever since I was young. I don't know why. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. There is even videos of my older videos. There are some in Instagram. There is some that I've saved in my other phones. They're just there. I always look at them and I always say like, damn, I've come a long way, man. Because I always wanted to do YouTube. I finished class 8. I just said like, man, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I use At first, I actually wanted to be a rapper. Then I just realized, like, I can't rap. I can't rap. I sat there and I said, really? Really? You want to be a rapper? And then I said, like, I'm not going to be a rapper. I'm not going to be a rapper. Now, that is how I knew who I wanted to be. Because now those are my interests. And that brings us to the basic thing. If you want to be authentic, you need to know who you are. And how do you know who you are? How do you know who you are? Being comfortable in your skin. If you're black, you're black, boy. Una bleach nini. If you're black, you're black. Just accept it. It's facts. It's facts. Yeah. You shouldn't like alter your looks because that I said you're black. Me, I'm fucking black. Nikisimama kwa jua. Let me tell you, if I wear a white suit right now and I walk around town, they'll think I'm a candle that has been yenye mezima. I'm happy with who I am because I'm black. I'm comfortable with who I am. Okay. So that is what I'm saying. Like, know who you are. To build an authentic brand, me, I won't come to your brand if I feel you're fake. If I feel you're a fake person, I won't come to your brand. And here is where now this authenticity comes from. You need to know who you are. You need to like your story. You need to accept who you are. Also, you need to build confidence. How do you build confidence? So easy. You can call your friends on FaceTime, talk to them the way you're talking to. Imagine, like, when you're recording, you're just talking like to your friends. Me right now, I know I'm not talking to anyone, but I'm talking to my friends. You see, I'm talking to my followers. I'm talking to you. So talk to your friends like you are talking. Talk to people like you just talk on your friends on WhatsApp, on those Skype. If you don't have friends on those platforms, do this. You can use the mirror. You can use the mirror to do actually recite things, like go to the mirror, talk to the mirror, look how you see how you look, see how you feel, and then that will help you on building confidence, because you can't build a brand without confidence. You can't. Me, I want to say that has been my time. Remember, if you want to build a brand, there's only 7 steps. I'm going to outline them on my way out. So I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing fine. It's been Imo. This has been my time. Goodbye.